Hello, hello. Checking everything on here. It's not on. There we go. Hello, everyone. I'm waiting to get some people to join on before I start talking. We can get a couple people on here in the next minute or so. And let's see. Slowly, it's happening. Slowly, it's happening. All right. Getting some on. Welcome, everyone. As you see, it's a little different today. I am solo. So I'm going to need everyone's input in either questions or topics. I have a topic that we were going to talk about today that we'll still talk about a little bit. But because I am solo tonight, I'm going to need a little more interaction since I don't have him over here to interact with tonight. So ask me questions, whatever that looks like to you, what you want to hear or talk about, whatever's going on. So it's Monday night and it's a little after 7. Hopefully everyone has enjoyed the time change, not the morning, but the evening is definitely an awesome time with the time change, is having bright sun until what, 8 o'clock maybe ish, which is nice. All right, tonight we were going to talk about codependency. Has anybody ever been codependent? Has anyone, does everyone know what being codependent is? I looked up a couple things yesterday and they were very interesting. And I didn't have it pulled up on my phone. Let me pull it up on my phone real fast. There was a couple of pictures that I saved that you could use as definitions that were very, I'm not sure how I would want to state them. Oh my gosh, I lost them because my phone died in the water the other day. Hold on. My phone died in the hot tub. Here we go. And so I had some pictures and now they have. So this one was signs of being codependent. Providing money to support a habit, denying a problem, avoiding conflict at all costs, even if it means denying that there is even a problem. I don't think this was the one I liked the most. Putting your partner's needs above your own, neglecting your own self-care and your own needs, turning to drugs or alcohol, providing care for the person when symptoms present physically, saying yes to your loved one when you really want to say no. That's a big one too. But another part of being in a codependent relationship, this is one that I like the best. When you focus on other people and their problems, caretaking, fixing, giving advice, doing all those things, trying to be the fixer of everything, when you're extremely self-critical of yourself, when you feel responsible for everyone and everything, you're experiencing high level of guilt and shame for maybe wanting to do something, but you're not sure that you should. You're having trouble setting boundaries and being assertive because you're afraid of either hurting someone's feelings or something's not going to be okay with either your loved one, significant other, family, friend, whatever that is. We can be codependent on our family members, on our friends, on our significant others, on many. You can be controlling or nagging or critical of others. You tend to overwork and overschedule yourself. You act like a martyr, taking care of everything and everyone. So there's many different ways that you can be codependent. One thing that I think of a lot of times when I hear codependency is not feeling like you can do anything unless you have this other person that's with you, needing to be around that person literally 24/7, not just some point during the day or night, but like you have to be around them in doing everything that they do, or they need to be with you with everything that you do. And every person is an individual, and everybody needs space. Like you're so absorbed into this person that you can't function. You mentally and emotionally can't function unless you have this other person with you. I need to get back on my Facebook, so if there's any comments, I can see them. So that's a big form of being codependent, and we all need to be individuals. We all need to be ourselves and do things by ourselves. Like we might want to go and sit at the lake, or we might want to go for a drive. Like for me, I like to drive and listen to music, or just, get away, go ride a bike, go walk or run. And be in my own mind and releasing things and doing things. We might want to go out with our girlfriends or our guy friends or whoever our friends are, and just, a guy's night or a girl's night or whatever. And we should never feel guilty for wanting to go and do those things or be with our friends. And sometimes when you are so codependent on somebody, you feel guilt. And so you're like, oh, I can't go. They're going to get mad, which they might not ever get mad. That's the feeling that you feel inside yourself. So those are some of the things that we were going to talk about tonight, of being codependent. And the other thing that came up was freedom, which I kind of touched on, is let them do the things that they need to do. And in that sentence also comes from, don't take things personally, which we've talked about before, because someone needs to go do something, to whether it get away or go out or whatever that is, doesn't mean that they don't need you or they don't want you to go or they don't want you, period. It means they just need to go and be themselves and just get away from everything. And sometimes we tend to take that personally. Both men and women do that, not just women. But we tend to take it personally. Well, why don't you want me to go? Well, what are you going to do? And then the crazy person in your head that lives there, sometimes we've talked about, she or he just goes all down the road with that. And you make up this whole big story in your mind of why this person needs to do that or why they're going to do that. And none of that's real. None of that's a real story. All that's just a big old giant BS story that we tell ourselves, because the person that you're with really loves you and you really love them. So you should want them to be able to be themselves, because you would want to be yourself, right? You wouldn't want someone to trap you in a box or to put you in some place and make you feel a certain way, right? So we have to give that to other people as well. Family, friend, significant other, doesn't matter. Like if you have this best friend and they're your best friend and you can't hold on to them and not let them go and be a best friend to someone else or be a good friend to someone else, that's not okay. They need to go and be and do, and everybody has a separate life. We're all individuals. So we all need to do things individually sometimes. And I'm hoping, here we go. I finally see things. It wasn't letting me see things. Okay, now I can see things. But I need someone, because Charles isn't here tonight. And I need a little interaction from my friends out there. I see that Anna is watching, and Valerie is watching, and Tana's watching, and Anna is watching. So if you're watching and I didn't list your name, say hi. If I did say hi to you, say hi back. Send me some hearts, some thumbs up, some whatever, so I know that you are on and watching and all is good with yourselves. Oh, this is hard by myself because I'm just talking to me. And it's hard to interact without Charles because he has a lot that he brings to the table. So I need some questions. One thing I will talk about today a little bit. So I ran into a friend of mine today, and I'm going to say this, but I'm not going to say who it was. I ran into a whole bunch of people today working, but I ran into one of a friend of mine while we were out doing our jobs, which is marketing. And we were talking about different things in our lives, what that be trauma, relationships, past dealings with maybe your parents or siblings or whatever that may be, and how sometimes we don't want to be vulnerable. We don't put our full self out there. We put a wall up because they have hurt us before, and we don't want them to hurt us again because we don't want that feeling. We tend to not own the feelings maybe that we have because they're too painful. And so she and I went through a conversation today, and how she has gotten on to watch, and she couldn't watch through it. Something would trigger her that Charles and I would be talking about, and it was not too painful for her to watch, but she didn't want to acknowledge the feelings that she was feeling and the things that we were talking about. And I found that very interesting, and wonder how many people get on here and hear something that is too painful for them to hear because you have to acknowledge it. And I thought that was very, very interesting, because there's a lot of times we don't acknowledge our feelings. We don't acknowledge our past pain, and we just hold on to it. And when we hold on to it, all this other cycle of stuff comes into play, whether that be anger or guilt, or as Charles calls them, the crazy eights. What did you say? Hi, 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 Missy. Charles calls them the crazy eights, the 8 emotions, the 8 feelings. And we all go through those. And until we acknowledge them, I have to read what Valerie said. Hold on. I'm very independent, but most definitely used to be very codependent of my ex, as I know. My new relationship is so much better for me. And yes, it is. And that's a thing. If you're starting a new relationship, is to learn to not get so, not just you, Valerie, just everybody in general. When you start a new relationship, is not to get so consumed by that person, because then you slowly do become codependent of them, because you are so infatuated, mesmerized, whatever word that you want to use, and you're loving the feeling that you're feeling with this person, that you want it 24/7. You want to be around them. I know. I mean, I've been there, but at that same time, you don't want to suffocate the person, or make them think, oh my gosh, what is wrong with them? Why are they acting like this? It wasn't like this at the start. What's happening? So to keep your healthy boundaries is really the goal when you're forming a new relationship or starting a new relationship, or even if you're in the middle of an old relationship and you find yourself, wait, what is being described is what I'm in, and I need to find these healthy boundaries for myself and my significant other or family member, or whatever that may be. So, but it's good that you're in a new relationship and you have different feelings, and y'all are both going to be great. So I got sidetracked, but talking about feelings that we have from past traumas or past relationships or past whatever, and us not wanting to acknowledge them because of the pain that's involved in doing so, or the feeling that's involved in doing so if we were to acknowledge it. So what we do is we just suppress it, and we continue to suppress it. And with that, like Charles and I have talked about in the past, comes sometimes, not all the times, comes the behaviors that coexist with that, because the distraction. Maybe you're going shopping because you don't want to listen to this anymore, or you're going to go and have a drink because you don't want to do this anymore, or you're going to go smoke, or you're going to go eat too much, or you're going to, whatever those too manys are that we say. That's what that part may be to that. Sorry, I got sidetracked by reading another one. The part that's unhealthy about that is wanting to suppress it. Hey, Michelle, is about wanting to suppress it is you'll never get past it. You're never going to get past that feeling, and there may be something else that triggers you in that feeling that you don't expect, and then it'll happen and you're like, where's that coming from? Why did that happen? So to go through, whether you go see a therapist or you see someone like us, a relationship coach, and walk you through what's happening, that's when you can face these things and you can see these things head on, and you're in a safe place. And yes, there is pain involved. There's pain in your heart. There's emotional pain because you're going to relive some of these things, but you cannot get past your past until you acknowledge what happened and what you went through. And in acknowledging that is forgiving yourself, forgiving others, but not to them, not forgiving someone else to their face. It's forgiving them right here in your space, and forgiving yourself, and moving past that, and being able to be vulnerable and open again to our friends, to our family, to our significant other, that we're not closed in anymore. We need to be able to feel. And if you can't feel, you're missing out on so many different things in life, truly life in general, if you don't allow yourself to feel and allow yourself to be happy, because you will be happy once you get past that painful experience that is actually causing you a lot more pain and a lot more resentment, which we talked about last time. A lot of other things it's causing you because you are continuing to suppress it. You are continuing to do things to not acknowledge it. So that's making your life a whole other project. You're going to wind up with so much more baggage and so many more things that you're going to need to identify, because you've let just this one occurrence or this whole big thing happen to you, and you didn't face it. And you can't move forward until you go back and acknowledge the things that hurt you, because they hurt you for a reason. And you'll be able to, let's say, not, you're putting a band-aid on it right now. You like put a band-aid on it and it's not healing because it really needed some stitches. It needed some glue. It needed something more than just put a band-aid on it and hope that it gets better and goes away. It needed something that was more in depth, more defined. And then that's where going to a therapist or going to a relationship coach can truly help you and sit down with you and walk through what's going on and help you fix, not that you're broken, not fix you, but fix the feelings that you're having, and to make those more positive, to help you heal, to get you past, because you're not going to heal. Hello, Amy. You're not going to heal until you acknowledge. So one thing that I said today to my friend was, until you walk through it head on, meet it, walk through it and go past it and make it truly a piece of your past, you're not going to get over it. You've got to go through it. It's here. You got to go past it. And until you go past it, acknowledge it, feel it, those things aren't going to change. So that's something that came up today. So that's why I feel like it's something I should talk about, is talk about that. So give me something else. Do you guys got anything else that you want to say, talk about here? Let's see, I've got someone that's left a message. I have an amazing relationship with my husband. We've been together for 9 years. I feel I nourish him more than he does me. Sometimes I feel I need more nourishment. He does wonderful things for me, but I need more physical touch and emotional nourishment. And that is right. Sometimes we feel like we give more than we get. But what? How do you stop hating the folk that you hurt? All right, hold on just a minute. I'm gonna back up. All right. How do you stop hating the person that you hurt? Is that the so you've hurt somebody and you hate them because you hurt them? Is that the question that I'm seeing? Um, I need you to say yes or no. Because you are feeling guilty for hurting them, and you through that guilt and all the other crazy eights has come the pain and the hate. How do I stop hating the people who hurt you? Okay. That is, I don't want to say that's easy to do because it's not. So here's me. And if you've read my book, you know that I have gone through a lot of people hurting me. A lot. And first, I don't believe that I have hate that's in my heart. First of all, I don't think that, but I do. There is a person out there that I probably hate because he hurt my kid, and that's different. But I go through my past relationships of say your parents, your siblings, my ex, those people. I don't hate them because there's a reason for them that they hurt you. Excuse me, that they hurt you. Something happened, and you have to go back and go back into that period of time, literally go back and visualize and see where you were. And this is where Charles can help you, Williamdale. Go back and see where you were and what was happening and what were they going through? What was happening with them? Was this something that they could have stopped? Was this something that could have come out differently? Were they doing the best they can? There's so many questions that you have to ask yourself. And then you have to ask yourself how you got through it, how you got through that period. And then you almost go through a forgiveness of yourself. I wish Charles was here so he could help answer this a lot as well. But then you go through a forgiveness period where you have to forgive yourself, because sometimes we feel guilt for letting something happen to us, or anger, or whatever that is. And then you have to forgive that other person, but you don't have to forgive them to their face. You don't have to forgive them in that space. You just have to forgive them in your heart and your head, because what's happening is if you have hate for somebody, if you have something negative for somebody, it isn't affecting them. They could care less. That they're probably, especially if it's been years ago, they're probably way past it. If it's something that's been in the happening right now, they're probably not past it, but they might not feel the same way you feel. They don't feel all this anger and all this hatred and whatever building up, but you are feeling it, and it's affecting your everyday life. It's affecting your mood. It's affecting your spirit. It's affecting your aura. It's affecting so much in your life that you're not even aware of how much it is affecting you. And you're holding on to it almost like a grudge. You're holding on to that hate in that person and what they did to you, your family member, whoever it may be. You can't hold on to it. You have got to release that and let it go, because the only person that it's harming is you. The only person that's not able to move forward is you. So those are the things that we have to look at, because you have to move past. You have to move past those things. It's not helping you. It's not making your life positive. It's not contributing good things to you or your family or anything else. You have to forgive. No matter what it is, there's things that you have to forgive, and there's ways to forgive that help you move forward. So you just have to look at it in a perspective that you never have before. And that's what makes a huge difference in being able to move forward. And there's times, like I could say with my ex, that hate was probably really close because different periods because of what happened and what he did to me, that anger, so angry, and angry with what he was trying to do with my life, and angry with many, many things. But I had to move past that and not hold that grudge, or not keep focusing on that, because it wasn't helping me move forward. It wasn't helping me move forward in any part of my life by focusing on, this is what he did to me. This is what he did to me, and this and this and this, and he should pay for this, and he should do this and this. He could give a crap. So it's only harming me by focusing on all the things that he did, and all the things that I should retaliate for, or all the things that he should go to jail for, or all of that. And it just makes you have this giant, I'll say ball of fire, because that's how we get rid of it through hypnosis with me, is this giant ball of fire of just of black ick. And by watching that just blow up and just go up in smoke and go away, all the stuff, it helps me to get past all of that. Because if I held on to that, I wouldn't be able to get out of bed. If I held on to everything in my past, I wouldn't feel like I'd have a reason to live. And that's not true. So you've got to let go. You've got to release all the things that have happened to you, that build up consistently, because there probably is a pattern with how you grew up, and how maybe you were parented, and then you met somebody that was similar to one of your parents, and then one of your friends is similar to one of your parents. It's a cycle that some of us have, and until we acknowledge it and see it, then it's like, oh my gosh, what in the hell have I been living? So those are some of the things that you just have to move past, and you have to let yourself let go. Letting go does not mean that you're forgetting. Letting go doesn't mean that you're absolving everything, but letting go of the feeling that it gives you, letting go of the trigger that it gives you, letting go of all the feelings that are negative that are associated with you, helps you move past, helps you move through. So it's back here. It's not affecting you. You don't have reactions anymore. You're not responding to it anymore. It's just a thing. And now you're moving forward, and your life is simpler because you're not so focused on this hate, this negativity, all of these things. This person did me wrong. You can't focus like that, because you're not going to move forward ever. So that's something that Charles and I can definitely help with, but Charles for sure, because that's what he is certified in doing. So anybody else have a question? I know I started to read this one and I got sidetracked. Sometimes this person feels like they're doing more than the other person. And you know what that is? That's a conversation that you have together without any emotion. You can't come to it being mad. I do this for you, this for you, this for you, and this for you, and you don't do anything, because that's probably how you feel. Or I'm giving you this, I give you this, I give you this, I give you this, and I don't feel anything. Well, first of all, you're keeping score. And that's one of the things that we talk about love is. You're keeping rights of wrong or keeping score, and you can't. You want to give to your significant other because you want to give to them, and you're not expecting something in return. Do you need something? Yes. But that doesn't mean because I give you this that you should get this back. That's a conversation of, this is what I need from you. Not, I'm giving you this love, or I'm giving you this or this, and so I expect you to give me the same thing back. That's not how it works. You should give unconditionally because you want to, for your person. You want to give them whatever that is. And then if you aren't feeling that you're getting the things that you're needing, I feel I need more nourishment, and wonderful things for me with physical touch and emotional nourishment. That's talking to him. That's saying, baby, you do so much for me, but here's something I'm needing a little bit extra in. Hey, Cami, sorry I'm a little late. That's all, no problem. But this is something that I need a little bit extra in, and I appreciate what you already do for me. So it's not accusing them of not doing as much as you do, because that can't be a thing. That's not fair. And everybody loves differently, and so those are some things that you need to think about too. So what you're needing that you're not getting, but not by keeping score, because it doesn't work that way. And that's not fair. And that starts a fight by saying, I did this for you, but you're not doing that for me. So don't bring yourself and what you're doing for the other person into the picture, because that's not the part. That's not the part that matters, because you're wanting to do that for them because you love them. So it's a conversation with, I need some more of this, or I need some more of that, or whatever that looks like to you. But it's not a fight. Nothing about it is a fight. It's just a true, hey baby, I need to talk to you about this. I would need a little bit more of this, or whatever those are. And it's a conversation. And if it gets heated, know how to diffuse it and say, hey, no. I wasn't saying that you do this and you do that for me. I'm just telling you some things that I truly need or want, whichever one that is, because there is a difference between a need and a want. So, so she said, I love that. I can do that. I can communicate what I need. Good. I'm glad. Because that is, you should want to give whatever you're wanting to give to your significant other, to your partner, without anything in return. And if there's something that you're needing, you should be able to communicate that to them, but not in a, I did this for you, you do this for me. That's not how it works in anything. So all that will create is fight. And we're not here to fight or keep score or any of those things. So, all right. I've been talking for 37 minutes by myself. And it's been okay. All right. I'm going to go scroll through here and see if there's anything that I missed. Hello, Tessa and Stacy and Dawn and Christy. So normally Charles, for those that come in, normally Charles is here and he's not here tonight. So if you have a question or you have something that you want to talk about, whatever that is, please feel free to put it in the comments, and we'll see what we got and go over that. And if you like what's happening and what you're seeing, or you like what we're bringing to the table, give us some hearts and everything. We'd love to know that you guys are liking the videos that we're doing. One thing that I haven't mentioned, so we do some relationship coaching. So if you are in a relationship, or if you're single and you're looking for a relationship, and you've either kind of catching the same type of person and it's just not vibing right, or it's not turning into a positive thing, or if you're in a current relationship and you're having some problems, say you're not fighting correctly, or someone's always yelling, or someone's always mad, or whatever. Those are some of the things that we sit down with couples or single people and figure out what is the underlying to that, and what pieces of that can we help you with, to help you understand each other better. And we're able to do that because both of us have come from a 30-year abusive relationship, and him from a couple different relationships that were definitely abusive as well. So we're able to bring the things that we learned in our relationship and our growth as individuals together as a couple, to help other couples or other individuals get through whatever might be happening in their life. And that is something that we're able to do. So, and we have been doing it. After our first video that we did, just to talk about what we were going to talk about on this thing, we had quite a few people reach out to us. And so it has started a weekly a weekly thing. So we take appointments during the week and on the weekends, but mostly during the week on the evenings. We'll set appointments for a couple hours to meet with couples or individuals to figure out what's going on and how we can help. And that's what we like to do, is to help people and to succeed. And it's fulfilling to us to watch people literally change, the relationships change into something that's more positive. And it's pretty awesome. And it has been happening a lot over the last, I guess, January 4th. So January, February, almost 2.5 months. Wow. That's kind of crazy. So that's been awesome. And I don't have a whole lot left to say. Next time we'll talk more probably about the codependency, because I know that he had some stuff that he wanted to talk about that we were talking about yesterday with, and feelings for sure. Feelings are always something that we talk about and how we can help fix. And William Dale, hopefully I touched on that for you enough to where it was all right. And you know that, of course, you know you can reach out to Charles and he can help. So with that said, I think I'm gonna go and give us send us a message. You can send us a message via Facebook Messenger, or if you have our numbers, just text us. And if you want to talk some more, we're open to talking to everyone about anything and helping you out. So it's good to see everyone. Thanks for coming, and we'll see you later. Have a great evening. Have a great Monday night and a great rest of the week. So we'll talk to you later. Bye.